Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
Well, he is here in the studios of Power 106.9 Radio. I mean, he is a superstar in the city of Syracuse. Like everybody from Chicago, man, knows how to really get things together. President Barack Obama is from Chicago, and one of his Chicago brothers went down to the inauguration to check him out. And I'm talking about Mr. Ralph Crawford, who also sponsored our Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. broadcast here at Power 106.9 Radio and News Radio 570 WSYR. He's my dear brother. I love him so much. Seven or six McDonald's?
Six, just six.
Six McDonald's. He's probably working on three more, but we'll give him six McDonald's franchises here in upstate New York. The big one down on Sealy Road. Welcome to the Power 106.9 microphones this afternoon, everybody. Mr. Ralph Superstar McDonald's Crawford. How you doing, Mr. Crawford?
I'm doing terrific, Doctor. How are you?
Man, I'm telling you, got my message and all. I hadn't seen you all year, and I was getting a little bit down. I got to find my brother Ralph, Mr. Crawford.
I've just been busy, man. You know, it's the beginning of a new year and closing out the old year there, so, you know, it's just been keeping me busy.
Keeping you busy?
Oh, yeah.
Now, here's the big story. Tell me about that inauguration, man. You went down.
Oh, man, I tell you, it was unbelievable. It was something that I think everyone who could have experienced it should have experienced it. It was just sensational.
Hey, you check out them balls?
Oh, yeah. We was at the Congressional Black Caucus Ball, which was at the hotel that we're staying at, the Capitol Hilton Hotel.
Oh, man, you live in large here, man. Talk to me, man.
About that.
I love it.
But it was great, man. It was just packed with people everywhere. And
everywhere.
You never thought, I myself personally never thought I would ever see anything like this occur in my lifetime. And it was just unbelievable.
Well, I'm telling you, the first African-American president of the United States of America. He's got a big Chicago connection just like you. And, hey, what's in that Chicago Lake Michigan water out there, huh? Must be something in the water from Lake Michigan, huh? Giving us great leadership. Well, how's the family doing?
Oh, the family's doing fine. And the family's fine. And everybody, like everyone else, they're excited about our new president. And I tell you, it was just an amazing experience. People were hugging each other and crying and cheering and you know, there were whites hugging blacks and vice versa, and everybody was crying. And I mean, I even got a little teary-eyed myself.
Oh, I was TNT as you're watching it on TV here in Syracuse.
It was unbelievable, you know.
Well, I tell you, your little guy, your little adopted nephew, Reuben Wright III, and I were checking it out. In fact, guess where he was? He was at the dentist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, getting some dental work done, man. And that's when we watched the inauguration. So that will go down in memory, man. But it was great. And it was nice being in that dental office because I had a chance to be the only African-American in the room and a lot of wonderful people there, and basically was giving him a feel for it from an African-American perspective.
Oh, yeah.
And it was out of pediatric dentistry out in Fayetteville, where little Reuben Wright III is getting to get some braces put on. But that's another story, man. Well, Mr. Ralph Crawford, CEO of Crawford Enterprises. McDonald's. I call him Mr. McDonald's here in Syracuse, New York. Hey, Ralph, someone who might be just tuning in or they've heard the story before and really don't know the story, where are your McDonald's locations?
Oh, my locations are throughout upstate New York. Here in the local Syracuse area there, one of my restaurants is located right on the corner of Erie Boulevard and Sealy Road, right on the corner. Then a second one is in East Syracuse there, inside of the Walmart on Bridge Street. And a third location in Liverpool on 7 North Street there, inside of the Pilot Truck Stop. And then 2 on the New York State Thruway, one at Port Byron when you're coming into Syracuse on the eastbound side. And then another one on the westbound side of the Thruway at the Schuyler Service Plaza. And then further east, I have another location in the town of Little Falls, New York.
Oh, telling you, man, that Sealy Road location seems to be jumping.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's a good location on Erie Boulevard,
Absolutely.
Huh? Home of the old Erie Canal years ago. Well, Mr. Crawford, you were in Washington, D.C., and checking out the inauguration of President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Hey, did you catch the parade?
Oh, yeah, I tell you, Rick, it was the whole experience. It was something that I would never, ever forget. And I never thought I would see such a thing occur in my lifetime. And it was just such an experience. People were it was just wall to wall people. People were everywhere. People were cheering, crying, shouting. People was just having a ball cheering this man. And the most amazing thing about it is that Barack is getting calls and telegrams from people around the world, from other leaders and presidents in other countries. These people are called in to congratulate him. You know, it's just like this is what was meant to be. You know, this was his calling. You know, to bail this country out. You know, I was laughing with a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about the next thing I expect to hear someone say that Barack went back to Chicago, or he's walking on water there in Lake Michigan.
Oh, yes, indeed, and the Chicago River too. Oh, down by the Navy Pier. You know, I think so much of this moment myself because the first time I ever went to Washington, D.C., my late father, Reuben Wright III's grandfather, Mr. Roosevelt Wright Sr., and his first cousin, my cousin Edith Mackey Everett, great musician who graduated from Fisk University and also Elizabeth City State University. We went to Washington, D.C. along with her father, my Uncle Mackey, and her kids, old C. Everett and Michael and all were young kids. They were babies, man. We were drying their diapers out the window of the car, man. Driving up to Washington, D.C., and then from D.C. to Philadelphia, and then to New York on summer vacation. But Washington, D.C. in the late 1950s was all segregated, man. And there were many, here's the nation's capital, and a lot of places where African Americans couldn't go to get something to eat. We couldn't stay in the hotels or anything, man. And anyhow, we got to Washington, and before we checked in over to her girlfriend's house out in Northwest Washington. Stand by, everybody. Stand by. Oh, I'm back. Bernard, my engineer, indicated to me that our taping system had run out, so we had to make sure we got this on tape. All our shows are taped and archived here at Power 106.9 Radio. But anyhow, Ralph, into this great radio audience this afternoon. We're talking probably about 1957. We're going up to Washington, D.C., and then my cousin Edith Mackey, Elizabeth City, North Carolina, great musician. She could play like 5-6 instruments, could sing herself to death, master's degree from Fisk University, a member of the Jubilee Singers, man, and here's the story. With all that incredible eloquence, restaurants we could not go to in Washington, D.C., and my cousin with her brilliance, oh yes, I know a great restaurant that we as black folk could go to. It was the restaurant at the Union train station in Washington, D.C., right? And that was really the first experience I had in a real upscale restaurant. And we went in and we were served in Washington, D.C., a segregated city at that time. And now to see a young man who was really about 2 or 3 blocks from the Capitol is Union Station. And I was thinking about that big time, Raph, and said to myself, oh, if my cousin Edith, my father, could see this.
Oh, yeah.
Or better yet, that day, knowing that in the year 2009, a couple of blocks over the place called the nation's capital, Capitol Hill, a young brother by the name of Barack Obama will be sworn in as President of the United States of America. What a story.
And you know, the most amazing thing, one thing I learned last week was that, and I had no idea, is that the White House itself was built by slaves.
Yes.
You know, I had no idea of that, you know. So can you imagine that, you know, this whole White House being built by slaves,
yes.
and now
yes.
an
yes.
Afro-American is living in the White House. In it.
You know? Yes, in fact, all those majestic buildings of that era, the Capitol and the Washington Monument, the White House, yes, African-American slaves.
You know, there's just so much that we, the young people nowadays don't know about our history. All the different things that went on. You know, I can remember when I was a kid and my father lived in the South in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes.
I can remember going to visit my father, and I can remember there were restaurants and stores where they had signs up that said white only.
Yes.
And then you go down to the back, you see another sign that said colored.
Yes.
You know, and that was, you know, it was just a natural thing then. That's the way everything was.
And we didn't even question it.
Absolutely, you know.
We didn't even question it.
Yeah.
Jim Crow laws, man. Mm-hmm. Coming out of that Supreme Court decision of 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson, where brother sued for his rights and found out he was a second-class citizen. And the American Supreme Court ruled against African Americans in America, creating Jim Crow laws, separate but equal, and nothing really happened until Brown versus Board of Education, 1953-54, and, you know, which basically desegregated schools. It's been a tough ride in America, but hope is alive.
Absolutely.
Hope is alive on this Sunday afternoon. Well, Mr. Crawford, Raph, and hope your lady's feeling better. Mrs. Crawford.
Yeah, she's got a little cold there.
Okay.
You know, nothing serious. She'll be fine.
Well, look, your brother, Dr. Rick Wright, I love you so much, but you get well. All right. Cold up here. We were talking about that this summer, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Now it's coming to fruition. Well, this is the...
Rise again to all the Syracuse University alums throughout the world. Checking out Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9, Old School Sunday. On a big bad Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rick Wright live and well in Syracuse here at Power 106.9 Radio. Do it.
The network reminds you that you too may call into Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.